2020 was a full year of delays in game releases, which is very understandable. 2021 is almost the same, with more and more release dates being pushed until further notice. But this is the aftermath of COVID, and right now, many games are scheduled for release in 2022, which will be worth the wait. It's safe to say that 2022 will be the best year for gamers. Since there are many games to watch out for in the stream, gamers should know which titles are making an explosive appearance next year. But let me give you a hint. There's one game on the list that has a cat as a protagonist. Sounds interesting, right? Ranging from cats to zombies, here are the 10 most anticipated PS5 games for 2022. League of Gamers covers gaming content and commentaries on the latest video game releases, immersive storylines, and gameplay experiences. We provide exciting and interesting information for gamers anywhere around the world. So if you want to be updated with the newest releases, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more. After all the delays, we finally have definite release dates for next year. It's still a long way to go, but these games are all worth the wait. Many games will be making new appearances or comebacks, so it is best to know which ones are hyped the most by fans or even non-fans. We know that the amount of games coming out in 2022 is overwhelming, so in this video, we'll be thinning down to the most anticipated PS5 games that every gamer should know about. Once you know what these games are, maybe you'll even consider buying them right off the shelf after their releases. Or maybe from this list, you can sort out your gaming priority list. Whatever the reason is, you're here to know which games we all are excited for in 2022. So, what should PS5 games should you expect in 2022? And what do we know so far about them? Let's begin. Stray. Remember when we said that there's a cat protagonist in one of the games on this list? That's right, we're starting with that game. Unfortunately, the developer Blue 12 Studio is still busy with the game-making process. Still, they've responded on Twitter saying that they're aiming for an early 2022 release, yet with no specific release date. It was initially announced to be released in 2021, but they delayed its release because they prioritized the quality. Stray is about a cat separated from its family and ending up in a deteriorating city with a forgotten civilization. Along the way, it befriends a drone named B12, and they work together for their escape. It's a game filled with puzzles that all gamers will surely love. Hogwarts Legacy. You hear the word Hogwarts, and you instantly know that we're talking about some Harry Potter stuff here. You're not wrong. In this game, players can start their adventure in the quest of uncovering ancient magic in a world of wizardry. It's an RPG game and is scheduled for release in 2022, but with no official date. The developer of Avalanche Software and Portkey Games has the game's plotline following the Harry Potter lore from J.K. Rowling's famous series. Still, the story of the game is an original written by the developer, not by the author. Players will be playing as a student studying in Hogwarts in the 1800s. You might be thinking of Harry Potter and if he will be in this game since he is a crucial and iconic character. But no, Harry Potter will not be in Hogwarts Legacy. Take note that the game is set in the 1800s and Harry wasn't even born yet. However, Potterheads shouldn't be disheartened because it will allow players to create and customize their own characters. Your dreams of becoming a wizard will come true thanks to Hogwarts Legacy. Sifu. Slowclap's new game is one of the most anticipated for 2022. It puts you in control of a young kung fu student on a path of revenge in this third-person action game with brutal hand-to-hand combat. The game will be in single-player mode and displayed in third person, heavily implicating a beat-em-up style. Epic Games describes Sifu as reliant on the player's ability to adapt to any situation and conflict given. The game will have features in their environments, such as throwable objects, makeshift weapons, and even ledges and windows. Sifu is a challenging game that will test players to their limits, as it is a game heavily implicating no mercy. Elden Ring. Now, This game has a confirmed release date. Elden Ring will officially launch on January 21st, 2022. Not too long of a wait from now. Elden Ring is an action RPG game made through the collaborative efforts from Software and George R.R. Martin. There's a lot of information revealed about it, one of which is that it supports co-op mode supporting 4 players. There will also be 6 main areas to explore: a weather and time system, horseback riding, a hub area, and a world map where you can place your own markers. Elden Ring's combat appears to be the type of action RPG fare that we're used to seeing from Software. There are a lot of big bosses. Dodge rolling, backstabbing, blocking, and spellcasting are all options. In short, RPG fans are in for a treat with this game. Gran Turismo 7. Gran Turismo 7 is one of the most awaited PS5 games, but we'll have to wait a bit longer to get our hands on it. It was officially announced that it would be released on March 4th, 2022. The good news is that it won't only be available on PS5, but also on PS4. A win-win for any gamer. In terms of gameplay, the developers promised that the new game would feature a conventional campaign mode, complete with a globe map-style functionality that hasn't been seen since GT4. Although racing games may not have the same mass appeal as they once had, Gran Turismo remains one of PlayStation's most iconic brands and one that might help drive a high number of PS5 sales. Before we continue, what do you think of the list so far? Do you know any 2022 games deserving to be on this list? Comment down those games or any of your ideas below. Sonic the Hedgehog, Untitled. The one and only classic speedy hedgehog we have known since we were children will be making its comeback in 2022. Announced during the Sonic Central video presentation, a new game in the Sonic the Hedgehog series will be released to commemorate the franchise's 30th anniversary. The Sonic team will create the game, which Sega will release. Unfortunately, there's not much information released about it, and its title isn't even announced yet. All we know is that it's coming in 2022, and we are going to look forward to knowing more about it. Evil Dead the Game. This list wouldn't be complete without a supernatural horror element. Horror games have made quite a name for themselves each year, and Evil Dead the Game is no exception. It does not have an official release date, but it's heavily implied that it will be hitting all major consoles in 2022.
I'll spoil those good.
The official gameplay trailer for Evil Dead the Game was presented at the Summer Games Fest Day 1 display. Evil Dead the Game is confirmed to be a multiplayer action game with co-op and PvP modes. The setting for Evil Dead the Game is the log cabin from the first 2 Evil Dead movies. Because there is an open doorway in the woods that allows demons and monsters into the realm, players will need to work together to explore the woods and acquire artifacts to close the rift. Players control 4 characters from the movies and TV shows, allowing for an interactive and immersive experience. God of War Ragnarok. Another classic title is making its way in 2022, not just in PS5 but also in PS4. Other than that, there has been very little official news or definite facts about what we may expect from God of War Ragnarok since the game's announcement in September of 2020. However, fans can expect a clearer picture of Kratos and Atreus' challenges in their upcoming game. In Norse mythology, Ragnarok is an event that leads to the end of the world, so our duo may have their work cut out for them. Dead Space Remake. The Dead Space franchise, one of the breakout successes of the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 era of gaming, is coming back with a remake of the first game. There's no official release date, but it's set to release in 2022. Since the game is a remake, we can tell that the story will be sticking with the original. This means that we'll be resuming our part as Isaac Clarke, a 23rd century engineer dispatched to assist in repairing the standard spaceship Ishimura. When they arrive, it's clear that something is seriously wrong on board, with monstrous necromorphs seizing control and roaming the ship's hallways and bays. It's going to be one of those games that will keep us biting down tongues. Ghostwire Tokyo. Ghostwire Tokyo is a new action-adventure game from Tango Gameworks to be released by Bethesda Softworks. The game will be released worldwide for Microsoft Windows in 2022 and a limited-time console exclusive for PlayStation 5. Even if the setting is currently simple flashes of monsters and bright lights in Tokyo, the gameplay preview for Ghostwire Tokyo clearly shows some of the action game features that Tango stated the game is aiming for. In the new video, you'll see everything from headless schoolgirls to things that look like Slender Man to terrifying child demons in raincoats. And we've now reached the end of this video. There are many games to expect in 2022, but now you know which ones are very hot on the stream, so you can start choosing which game you'd like to buy off the shelf and play right away. If you have anything to say, let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to get more videos on future game releases. See you in the next video.